This is nor pesticides. It's the last one of the packets that I received, or sachets I received from Michelot and Company. That's because you people think that I need something because I am myself, and so as a burden to myself, I have to pursue what I need, but it's a burden to myself. And that's you not understanding what it is to be a whole self. I am a whole self. I am myself. And I am threatening you that I need something is in view of somebody who's not myself. And if I get it myself, I'm also threatening you that you did not do that for me. I am all the threats. Why aren't you in jails and prisons? Because you think it's a burden to yourself. That I need something is not really something you need. Then go to jail and prison because it's there for you to decease yourself out of the threatening. You don't want to decease yourself out of threatening in public because the address is still there. And that's not fair. You're talking to somebody else about themselves with yourself when it's really you you're interested in. You don't have a name that way. The naming and the banking, you want to withdraw money out of the bank and say you have a name that way, and you don't have a name that way either. The money accumulating in the bank, that's named to identify that you did something wrong. You can't go to the bank and withdraw the money out of the bank from a name you think is yours and say, well, it's my money. It is not. You are not myself. You don't believe in this soul because you don't have a whole self. But why don't you believe in prison? You just don't believe in the order. Well, that's not going to help because I'm deceased out of the order already, and all you have left is what's there in the order. It's not really me. I have one problem with one feeder right now, and I have other feeders who have just abducted myself by refusing to do what they're supposed to do for me on time. And I don't really need the feeder that I have because he's been sent off. Well, what's a feeder? A feeder is somebody who says, I'm sorry that you are yourself. Here, will this help you? Will this make it a little bit better to be yourself to yourself? It's from me. And that's you being an absolute blasphemy. And I have had just about enough of that over my whole lifetime by now. Now I've had enough. I don't want a feeder anymore. And I want you to undo it all because I didn't need a feeder. I am not a feeder. A feeder doesn't feed another feeder. One person who says, I'm sorry that you are yourself, I'm sorry that you're not myself, the one who is the subject listener is not going to turn around and say, I'm sorry that you are yourself, I'm sorry that you're not myself. It's not a back and forth from one feeder to another feeder. Where you're absolutely hysterically trying to make a bribery out of that you have a problem with somebody who's not yourself. That's because you belong in jails and prisons on any of the early points. That means that the only reason you don't go to jail and prison is if you have a mental defect. That's when you don't go to jail and prison. And I am none higher than me is not a mental defect. You have one if you think there's something wrong with me. You have a mental defect. You want my address? I'm not going to give it out every time you threaten where I am. Because you are not myself, and because you're not in prison. You're shopping. You spent a whole 45 years of my time shopping for all the reasons that one would be in prison, and you decided with yourself that you're not going to prison for me. Oh yes, you are. Because I'm not going to eat this for you.